The media is controlling your mind. Hey, shut that stupid TV off, throw it out the window, get a Bible and read it about what's right and wrong. Talk to people, read the truth, read what's really happening. Go down to Washington, D.C. yourself and figure out what's happening. But don't believe the lying media that's deceiving you and lying you and tricking you. Tricking you won't tell you the truth. It won't tell you you're being lied to, stolen from, your property's being taken away, your rights are being taken away, you're guilty until proven innocent. I mean, we have conservatives, so-called, who are saying, well, come on. Who cares if the government taps my phone line without a warrant, or searches my house without a warrant, or spies on me without a warrant? I've got nothing to hide. Hey, you know what? When I go to the bathroom, I've got nothing to hide either, but I don't want George W. Bush watching. You understand me? When I go to bed with my wife, I'm not doing anything wrong either. Hey, I don't want George W. Bush watching. I don't want anybody watching my private life and staring at me, tapping my, well, what are you talking about on the phone that's so bad? Hey, it's called privacy. It's called my rights as an American. It used to be something that people cared about. But now all people care about is that they're going to get in their car and go watch the Super Bowl. All they care about is if they have enough beer and peanuts and a big enough TV. They don't care what's going on in the world. They don't care about our country. They don't care that people are flushing it down the toilet. I listened to yesterday I was driving on the road, and on C-SPAN radio, which is just a commercial-free radio station where you can just listen to political speeches, and you can listen to the House of Representatives, you can listen to the Senate. You just listen to the government operate. You just hear them talk. I listened to speeches from all the candidates. And you know, I heard candidate after candidate get up and give a speech, and they were just listing all the money that they're going to give people. We need to pay everybody's way through college. If you can't pay your mortgage, the government needs to step in and pay it for you. Because you bought a house that you couldn't afford. If you can't pay your mortgage, the government should be paying it. We need to pay for everyone to have universal health care. We need to pay for everybody to have this. We're just going to pay for this. Hey, how are they going to pay for it? They're going to print more money and put us all in poverty like they've been doing for the last 100 years. Oh, things are getting better. Is that why my mom stayed home and my dad worked a job as an electrician and could just easily buy whatever house he wanted, just working 40 hours a week as an electrician? He said in those days, if you worked a job, if you were a carpenter, you were a plumber, you're an electrician, he said you just drove down the road, you saw some new houses going in, you just said, oh, I think I'll buy one of these houses. You just bought it. You just afforded it. Now everybody's on two incomes. Why? Because one income's going to the government and one's going to you. That's why you're living on two incomes. I'm not living on two incomes, thank God. But I'm going to tell you something. We're living in bondage and slavery in this country. We're being lied to. Everybody just wants to buy votes and give out a bunch of handouts. Free health care for everybody. Nothing's free. Free college tuition for everybody. We'll pay your mortgage. Free housing. Free this. Free that. Free everything. It's wrong. Because you know who's going to pay for it? I am. Because I go out and work my fingers to the bone and stay up all night working. So I can pay for it. So people who are lazy and deadbeats can benefit from it. Don't believe what you're hearing in the media. Don't believe what you hear on the conservative talk radio. It's a lie. They pretend they're the beacon of truth, right? Conservative talk radio is lying to you. They're just as bad as the liberal media. They're playing both sides, my friend. The media's playing it from both sides. It's lies. It's a lie. I encourage you, if you want to know the truth, you study your Bible, you listen to this sermon, hey, get the tape and listen to it again, download off the internet, listen to it again, figure out what the Bible teaches about freedom, and then why don't you go to each of the candidates, and why don't you listen to what they say out of their own mouth, and why don't you look at their actual voting record that they voted when they're Congress or Senate or Governor or whatever the case may be. Why don't you look at what they've done and what they've said? Don't let the media spoon feed you. Do the research for yourself, educate yourself, and be out there on Tuesday and go, well, I got to vote for the lesser of two evils. Hogwash! I'm not voting for the lesser of two evils on Tuesday. I'm going to vote for the candidate that I want to win. Oh, he doesn't have a chance. I don't care whether he has a chance or not. I'm going to vote for the one that's right. I don't care. The lesser of two evils. You think I'm going to vote for somebody who's evil? And stand up and call myself a pastor and say I'm voting for an evil candidate, but he's the lesser of two evils? That's nuts. That's madness. But that's where you know where they heard that from? Their little TV and radio. Lesser of two evils. Lesser of two evils. You didn't read that in the Bible. Show me chapter and verse on lesser of two evils. God says to shun what's evil. Abstain from evil. Get away from evil. He doesn't say pick the lesser of two evils. Where's our integrity? Where's our manhood? Where's somebody who says, hey, give me liberty or give me death? Well, you're not going to win. I don't care if I win. He said, no, I'm standing right here. Kill me then. Because I'm going to fight for what I believe. Would to God we have some real Americans with some backbone like we have in this country was founded. You need to educate yourself. Or do us all a favor and don't even vote then. Unless you're going to educate yourself. Not by listening to talk radio and not by listening to television, but by reading the words and the actual history of what these people have been voting and doing for the last 20, 30, 40 years that they've been in political office, these presidential candidates. Why don't you look at what they've been doing and saying for all these years, and why don't you decide based on what's right according to the Bible and vote? You say, oh, you're not allowed to tell us who to vote for. I don't want to tell you to vote. I wish you'd do the research and figure it out. I wish you'd say for yourself. And by the way, I've heard outright lies this week in the media where this is what they said. They said, these are the remaining Democratic candidates, and they listed off the remaining Democratic candidates, and they said, these are the 3 Republican candidates that are left. Hey, there's 4 candidates left, buddy. But you wouldn't know that. I read an Associated Press article that said, I mean, the AP, right? Reliable news source. It said there are 2 Democrat candidates left, and it lists them, and it said these are the 3 Republicans. Hey, listen, my friend, there are 4 Republican presidential candidates. That's an outright lie. It's a lie. Doesn't that bother you that the media is just lying to you? I am free right now. Now, maybe I'm not free financially because I'm paying half of it to the government, but I'm freer than you are if I know the truth and you don't. Now, I hope you know the truth. I hope you're just as free as I am. But I'm going to tell you something. The freest American this morning is the one who knows the truth, because the truth makes you free. When you're being spoon-fed by somebody, you say, oh, we're free. We get to vote our candidate. Yeah, except the minds of the people in America are being controlled who to vote for. You're not free unless you research it and vote for somebody that's based on knowledge, not based on what somebody told you. We got Baptists who don't know who to vote for, and we got Baptists who are voting for baby killers. We got Baptists who are voting for cult members. We got Baptists who don't know what to vote, don't know what. And I'm not saying that churches should be endorsing political candidates. I'm saying churches should be educating people on thus saith the Lord. And I didn't start preaching it this morning. Hey, I preached it years ago. I was behind this pulpit years ago proving from the Bible that if you vote for a murderer, you're a murderer. I proved that from the Bible. I went verse by verse, chapter by chapter, and did that. I didn't start saying this today. I've been saying this stuff for years. Go back and get the sermons. I've been saying it for years. And would to God that the other pastors in America would get up and preach the truth to make people free. Let's bow our heads and have a word of prayer. Father, we love you and thank you so much that we live in America. But God, I pray that those that are here and elsewhere would fight for freedom, talk to the people that they know, tell them the truth about what's going on, speak up and let their voice be heard.